My name is David Mittelman, and I'm the CEO and founder of Othram, and we're a genetic testing laboratory that helps identify victims and suspects from crime scenes. These are usually cold cases that have not been solved through other means or are considered unsolvable, so we assist law enforcement in helping figure out who is at the crime scene. My background is human genetics, trained ever since UT Dallas. Was class of 2001. And trained there, and then later at UT Southwestern, and then eventually at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston. I was involved in the Human Genome Project many years back in the 90s, even before I started at UT Dallas, and was just fascinated with the idea of being able to figure out the genetic code that unites all people, figuring out what the code is, what it means, how it impacts health, and now more recently at Othram, figuring out how we can use it to help solve crimes. For every case that we help law enforcement solve, there are countless folks that are impacted in a positive way. The families of victims, their friends, and people that were under suspicion perhaps prior to the successful resolution of the case that are now exonerated. So there's a tremendous footprint of benefit, a tremendous impact for any one case that's worked. And to be able to see that on the ground floor as it's happening is very exciting.
There's no one who's more deserving of an alumni award at UT Dallas than David Mittelman for his work in academia, for his work in science, and his work for the community. He has had enormous media coverage the last few years for his wonderful work in the community in tracking down cold cases. He says there's 100,000 or more cold cases in America. And every once in a while, I read an article in the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Dallas Morning News, that some cold case has been solved. And I call him. I say, "Hey, David, what's going on here? Was this you?" And 3/4 of the time, it's him. So David is the one that's solving cold cases through advanced technology.
You can imagine there's a certain satisfaction to being able to help resolve 1 or 2 or even 10 unsolved crimes, but to be able to democratize and deploy this technology to all cases, I think that's where the real impact is. It's not really justice if you only apply it to like your favorite cold case or the one that you saw on TV. It's got to be distributed to all cases. And so I think that being able to push the limits of science to build technology that's all inclusive of all cases and not just the easy ones, I think that's a real step in the direction to what I would say is true justice for families that have been victimized by crime. I probably was not the typical successful student that would go through a university system, and I think that UTD's flexibility and customization of degree plans and room for exploring lots of different interests in parallel. I think that worked well for my personality and my learning style.